You press a metal pedal and instantly slide at high speed. The modern system moves your body without using a single muscle. Thousands of years ago, this exact distance required days of walking barefoot. It was a brutal journey through a wild, highly aggressive environment. There were no roads, no navigation lines, and zero safety guarantees. Getting anywhere meant risking your biological existence. For 300,000 years, humanity had only one engine. Every single journey on Earth happened strictly at walking speed. This hard speed limit shaped your entire genetic history. It decided who you married, what you ate, and where you died. Today, high-speed flight makes the scale of the planet invisible. But evolution engineered your body for a completely different game. Humans are the ultimate, elite long-distance walkers of this world. A wild cheetah easily hits 70 miles per hour in seconds. A horse maintains 30 miles per hour across open plains. Your body tops out at a pathetic 15 miles per hour. And you gasp for oxygen after only a few seconds. But speed was never the primary mathematical objective. You can walk 20 miles today, sleep, and repeat it tomorrow. You can maintain this exact output for months without breaking. No other mammal on this planet can survive that cycle. Your feet contain unique biological arches acting as mechanical springs. The Achilles tendon stores and recycles kinetic energy automatically. A specialized neck ligament stabilizes your skull during active movement. 2 million sweat glands cool your system during high heat, while the heavy savanna predators overheat and physically shut down. Your system was built for one clean objective: never stop. Volcanic ash in Tanzania still holds a frozen message. Footprints of 2 upright walkers from 3 million years ago. They look structurally identical to your own footprints today. For eons, this basic skeletal leva was our only technology. Yet, it pushed our species further than any other animal. 70,000 years ago, the Great Migration began. This was not a single, coordinated military march. It happened generation by generation, pushing slowly into the dark. Small, isolated family units testing the absolute limits of geography. They crossed the Middle East and conquered massive Asian spaces. They penetrated freezing Siberia and crossed a frozen land bridge. They walked 15,000 miles without knowing a destination existed. And this global movement was never a random, chaotic drift. Archaeologists harvest foreign volcanic obsidian tools hundreds of miles away. Marine shells appear deep inside dry, continental spaces. These people traveled massive distances on purpose to trade. They mapped resources because someone shared the coordinates. This was a continental communication network built on foot. But walking functions perfectly only until you hit a boundary. You can conquer a desert or climb a mountain pass. But a deep, rapid river stops you instantly. For millennia, any open water operated as a solid wall. You either found a shallow path or turned around. Then, human intelligence solved a problem no land mammal could. We learned to conquer the water on purpose. Ancient stone tools rest on isolated Pacific islands. These islands were never physically connected to the mainland. Active open oceans separated the land by 12 miles, which proves someone successfully manufactured a crossing. The earliest floating vessels left no fossil record. Fallen logs and bound rays rot away in centuries. But the physical tools on those islands do not lie. The initial breakthrough was likely a lucky survival event. A human grabbed a floating log and avoided drowning. But the next strategic step was completely deliberate. 65,000 years ago, humans crossed to Australia. That required navigating 60 miles of deep, violent ocean. You cannot physically see the destination from the start and shore. They built a floating platform, pointed it at nothing, and paddled. They abandoned solid reality for a complete mathematical gamble. The oldest recovered canoe is a 10,000-year-old hollow log. But our active marine technology is tens of thousands of years older. Then, Polynesian navigators executed the ultimate ocean conquest. They crossed the massive Pacific, the largest water barrier. They built double-hulled wooden canoes loaded with families and animals. They traveled thousands of miles without a single mechanical instrument. They read only the stars, wave swells, and cloud colors. This navigation was so precise it still shocks modern science. But even after conquering oceans, one absolute physical wall remained. You can walk 20 miles, but you cannot carry a massive cargo on your back. Your biological structure has a strict, unforgiving weight limit. A large whiteboard displays a medical diagram of the human spine. For eons, human logistics were restricted strictly by body capacity. We partnered with the environment to expand our system. The initial survival hack was incredibly primitive: dragging. Throw the heavy carcass on an animal hide and pull. Where marks on ancient hides prove we dragged cargo for miles. Then came the next brilliant upgrade: the travois. Two long wooden poles tied in a simple V-shaped frame. The narrow end sits in your hands. The wide end slides on dirt. Suddenly, one human could move double the weight easily. But the system needed a stronger, self-fueling engine to scale up. Around 15,000 years ago, we domesticated our first ally, the dog. In the freezing Arctic, dogs dragged heavy sleds across ice. A team of 6 could move an entire family's camp layout. But human ambition grew much larger than the dog engine. Around 5,500 years ago, we cracked the ultimate code. On the vast steppes of Kazakhstan, humans met the wild horse. We know this because of specific wear marks on ancient horse teeth. This proves humanity used physical bits to control the animal. We rode them, milked them, and completely merged our lives. For millennia, the fastest speed of message delivery was 4 miles per hour. On horseback, messages instantly traveled at 30 miles per hour. Messages and goods crossed entire continents overnight. In a single generation, the known human world shrunk 8 times. The horse was the ultimate biological high-speed engine of the ancient world. Ancient warfare changed forever with the introduction of mounted cavalry. Armies moved 8 times faster than their slow pedestrian enemies. We adapted this powerful mobile system across the entire planet. Donkeys hauled heavy packs through dry, hot deserts. Camels became the living ships of the desert, crossing the Sahara. Reindeer dragged sleds through deep, sub-zero Arctic snow. Llamas carried heavy commercial cargo through the steep Andes Mountains. Wherever humans expanded, they put the strongest available animal to work. But a final, massive mechanical revolution took an absurdly long time. Humans successfully crossed every ocean on Earth before we ever invented the wheel. The oldest recovered wheel turned up only 5,200 years ago. Boat building, complex sailing, and horse taming are all thousands of years older. We sailed to Australia 65,000 years before a wheel ever rolled. Therefore, the wheel was actually one of our last great inventions, not the first. It is critical to note that the wheel did not even start as transportation. The first ancient wheels were simple spinning clay plates for pottery. Then, some forgotten genius looked at that disc and turned it on its side. What if you put something on top of the spinning wheel? The earliest wheeled carts were slow, extremely heavy, and often got stuck in mud. A bare horse running free was often faster than a horse pulling a cart. Around 2000 BC, a new technological breakthrough arrived. Humans engineered the lightweight, high-strength spoked wheel. Suddenly, war chariots combining high speed and cargo weight dominated warfare. Engineered stone roads came quickly to prevent heavy carts from sinking into the mud. Roads made the wheeled system efficient, creating a unified network. Once wheels, roads, and horses worked together in one complete logic loop, the first massive global empires became physically and economically possible. You could move entire massive armies and huge supply chains overnight. The powerful combination of the wheel and the horse built every major civilization. Now look back and see the complete, astonishing picture of human movement. For millennia, we had nothing but our bare feet to conquer new lands. We hit the edge of the deep water and engineered a way to float. We needed to carry more, so we learned to drag and to slide. We partnered with other species, taming the horse to shrink the world. We invented the wheel, paved the roads, and shrunk the world a second time. Every single breakthrough took thousands of years of failure and innovation. We solved the problem of distance so completely that we forgot it exists. Now, you sit in a heated metal box on a paved highway, utterly bored. You fly 3,000 miles across an ocean in just 6 hours, irritated. Annoyed that the invisible high-speed internet connection is slow. Irritated that the invisible food delivery car is 5 minutes late. Your ancestors walked barefoot for 15,000 miles across massive continents. They crossed endless terrain they could not name, reaching places they had never seen. They did not do it for exercise. They did it because they had to. For them, staying still meant dying from environment to collapse. The only fuel driving them forward was relentless human will. A legacy of movement that began when someone decided to never stop.